any advice you have for other business owners that are considering a sale?
It's not a fun process, but if you're interested in a sale, it's a worthwhile process. You have to understand that what you're doing is not just resulting in, money for you at the end of it. It's also the security of keeping that money post the transaction, right? Because there are things that can happen post closing that could result in you having to give a substantial amount of that money back.
Yeah, well, especially in a business like yours where there's a lot of low cost labor. That's one of the things, divvying up the risk between the parties on, any labor or employment related issues prior to the sale can stay with the seller, and you got to make sure that you're negotiating what they have to assume and what they're keeping.
Yeah, and the things I was thinking of specifically have to do with the facility because we ultimately ended with an asset sale, and so that's really what we were selling, and to be able to protect yourself in an asset sale, you have to really understand your facility, all of the different components and equipment that you have. But more importantly, you have to communicate that to the buyer effectively, and you have to make sure that they understand what they're looking at.
Yeah, well, in your case too, I mean, we didn't talk about this much. It was maybe not one of the critical components, but certainly something we had to deal with, was that you had multiple businesses and you were doing an asset sale. So it wasn't the entire business. It wasn't a stock sale where all the liabilities passed. So we had to carve out what it was they were getting because there was things they were not getting. And what they weren't getting, some of what they weren't getting were also liabilities. So making sure that you were keeping the stuff that you really should keep and they were getting things that really they should be responsible for was, I think, also important in this case.
Yeah. Another great thing that you brought to the table was Weintraub and your relationship with Weintraub and Chris Chediak specifically.
Yep. That's good.
I was very impressed with them. Working with Chris is great. I give him a lot of credit for the lawyering he did in this transaction and working with the buyer's counsel as well.
Well, we also had Ron Flaherty involved, who's really knowledgeable in your industry. So we were glad to partner with him. He knows the space really well. So
in the ag industry, what we say is Ron speaks ag.
He definitely speaks ag. That's all he does.
You're kind of a city slicker, Ron.
I'm good at the transaction side. He's better at the industry side. I'm give him credit for that. But we're starting to do a fair amount in the space, and it's good to have him around to provide that translation for us.
Yes.
So,